Hey, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so this is gonna be a really short stream today. I'm hoping to actually get a task done. I have to laugh because it's always the goal, right? You hopefully the goal is always to get a task done. You'd hope, but sometimes it doesn't happen. But I'm actually thinking this one's plausible. It's plausible, but I only want to spend 20 to 30 minutes on this one. Um, Been kind of trying to get a lot of other stuff done again today, which seems to be the case a lot lately. Between doing a new resume and doing some more jobs and balancing my credit card account. So not my credit card accounts, my accounts in YNAB, and yeah, just generally trying to be productive in other ways. But I think I can get this done. So a lot of the issue lately, I got the cookie working. I actually got Blazor consuming my auth cookie, my auth token, putting it into a cookie, and then I was trying to figure out how do I start implementing it, utilizing it in my code. And one of the key elements that I wanted to implement was basically having my login, logout. It's just a simple little thing. All I need to do is get it to apply. So I have my AMG authorize here, which is my web UI or my Auth API. I will turn that on. And then this is my code here. I basically asked, ChatGPT, hey, it showed me how to do the validation within my app, but I don't want to do it in my app. That's boring. I mean, so you see, I have a validate token, and it's not really, I don't feel like my individual apps, my React app or my Blazor app should be doing the validation. They should call, validate the token, and then the Auth API is going to go, hey, here's the validation. So it is valid or it is not valid. That's kind of the end result. And then ultimately, I am going to try and get it to come back. So define the validation endpoint in my API, which I already have. It's already existing. Sure, you have an endpoint in your Auth API that validates tokens, for example. I already did that. Okay, so update your Dwit token service, which is what I have over here. Assuming I'm looking at the right app, which I am not. Let's go over to here. We got, this is the UCL web and my Dwit service. I took the word token out because it was redundant. Dwit stands for JSON Web Token. So why would I want to call it the JSON Web Token service? Why not just the JSON Web Token service? JSON Web Token service, whatever. But one token. We don't need too many tokens. So let's just do it that way. Okay, so we're gonna modify this so that we have a validate token async. So we're gonna do that. You can see I don't actually have a validate token, and I also don't have decryption. Apparently, I did that wrong. Decryption is not what I'm going for. It's decoding, because my token is signed, not encrypted. I don't know what I mean. I imagine it's the same thing. It's tomato. I don't know. I mean, because you're taking a key and you're signing it with that key. So basically it's tying it together, and you need that key to untie it, which means it's encrypted, right? I mean, unless somebody has that key, they're not going to know how to untie your code, which is basically means it's encrypted. But I guess technically encryption is just something a little bit more generic. It uses, what do they have, other stuff going on here. So I'm going to actually take my web token service, and I'm going to just take this guy and copy it, because essentially that's what I'm doing, except I have to make a call to my specific application. So we're going to go with this. So you can see I have API auth validate. My UI is not called that, I don't think. It's API auth validate dash token. So I guess it is pretty close. API auth validate dash token. So I'm close. Yeah. Okay, so I have my base URL also already defined in my secrets. So then that's it. I've got the validate piece here. That's really all I need to do. I need to come back if it's true or false. And then down here, they have the validate token result, which is something that's going to come back. But ultimately, I'm going to. I may be getting called out. Shoot. Well, my wife's she went shopping, so she's probably going to want me to help her unload. Actually, I don't. Is that you?
What?
Oh no! Oh, you only work part day?
Yeah, I just ran for a few hours.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a mom for a minute. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get back to it. My wife did go shopping at Costco, so I'm going to end up having to take a break, go help her unload when she gets back. So I think she's going to be back soon. And she went to a couple other stores, so she's going to have a variety of things. Today's shopping day, I guess. Okay, so, and that was my son. He worked half day. TMI, right? It's like, well, I don't care about any of that. Why are you telling us? So you know why I'm distracted. Jeez. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go back to my objective here. So this is how I'm going to call it. I would call my my token public class. Let's see. Validate token string. How are they? Oh, token validation results. But how is that calling? Public bool is valid. But there's no. How does it call it that by that name? Return results is valid. Oh, is it a property? Oh, so I must be looking at, so something can come and look at this with the is valid set. Oh, that's a property. Token validation result. Okay, sure. I actually probably do need that then. I'm going to go ahead and put that towards the top. I feel like a property of that sort should be at the top. Which means that it put it at the, is it actually a HTTP client? So we got HTTP context. Oh, HTTP configuration, okay. There you, it's slightly different the way this is going at it. And it may very well be because I am not using the same, I do have a configuration and I do have logger, but I may need to do this other thing because I'm using HTTP client because I'm going to be using my API service instead. So in order to do that, I probably should add these in. Actually, I don't need configuration, but we'll do this. I have HTTP, and I don't need configuration again. I already have that. I am guessing that since we're changing my code, we're going to go like this. This is going to change things up, so hopefully I won't break anything too significantly. We'll call this one HTTP client. Oh, we'll do it in lowercase, just like they did. And then we'll go over here, and we'll go equals, and we'll set that. Now, I don't think I'm going to need this anymore because I'm actually getting rid of that process. Like I said, I'm trying to take away from my applications any auth tasks. If it needs to have auth tasks completed, I want it to go out to my auth API and say, hey, I need an auth task completed. Let's go get it, you know. So that's kind of the main objective here. So configure dependency injection. Ensure the HTTP client is properly configured in your startup or program CS. So this is where I have to go back to program CS. I believe I have the HTTP client set up in here, but we will confirm. It's weird. It's doing this program.cs thing. I hate that. Why did they change? Why did you change? I do not have my program.cs is top level. It doesn't use that. So now I got to figure out how they're doing this. Do I have to re-sign in? Probably. Probably. Oh, this is just my viewing it. That's all right. I think I can figure this out. All right. So essentially, this is my builder stuff going on here, but I got to make sure my HTTP client create host builder, build.run, create build, create default builder. Oh my gosh, it is weird. I don't usually have my program. See, this is going to make me log in. And we're going to go continue with Google. I don't even know which one it is. This is the one I had, but I think it's just going to clink my... I don't know if it's going to have... Oh, maybe it does have everything. Oh, it did. I am shocked. Okay. Please rewrite program.cs code that's top level without class. Okay, so yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Now I can see what the heck it's doing. So it's got the token service there, which is fine. It put that into my program. Why? I don't know. But we're going to go back to program.cs. We're going to make sure I have my HTTP stuff here, which it should be. Let's see. Map builder services. They don't even have the HTTP. Oh, there it is. Wow, they only have one little call to it. Do I have that up here? So we got web application, create builder. The only thing missing is my calling this. I already have token service as added a singleton. I do not have the HTTP client piece. Copy. I don't think I do. Anyway, let's go down here. Oh, I do have HTTP client right there. But they're adding it as add HTTP client with Jwt services. Huh. Do I have to add it twice? Once with Jwt services and once with the way it is? Because I don't want to break what already exists. Do I do it twice? Like I'm adding two? Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm leaving them both. I don't know why. I mean, there might be a different purpose in the other one, or maybe they can be used separately. I don't know, but I don't want to. I don't want to break it. So we're gonna leave it and see how that works. So I believe my app has HTTP redirection already in it. It does, and use authentication map controllers. Use authentication, authorization, and map controllers is on here as well somewhere, I think. No, map controllers is not here. Why do I not have map controllers? I don't know, but should I put that in? Or map Blazor page. Oh, map Blazor pages. I think I have the map Blazor pages. Or map Blazor components. Huh. Well, I don't know. That's a piece I'm not totally sure on. I don't know. I mean, I have map Blazor components, but if I have map Blazor components, do I need map Blazor pages? Or map controllers? You know, I'm going to ask GPT. Actually, let's go up here. It's probably not going to like me doing this, but I'm doing it anyway. All right, so we're going to go. So, what is the difference and usage of app.map Razor pages app dot map razor components and app dot razor. What was the other one? Map dot razor something else. Map dot razor. Where did it go? Controllers. Oh, app dot map controllers. Oh, okay. App dot map. Map controllers. And we'll put a comma over here. I mean, I don't think, I think ChatGPT is pretty good about bad syntax or bad grammar. It seems to be pretty good at understanding what you're doing, but it just kind of gets the gist. It's pretty good at getting the gist. Map Razor Pages endpoints to the request pipeline usage. Use this when you're working with Razor Pages, a page-focused framework for building dynamic server-rendered web apps with ASP.NET Core. Razor Pages are usually located in the Pages folder of your project. Okay, so we're doing all the above then. So we have pages, I have components. This method is used for mapping Blazor components. Oh, Blazor components in a Razor Pages or MVC view-based application. Use this when you want to integrate Blazor components into Razor Pages or MVC views. Blazor components allow for the creation of interactive web UIs using C# instead of JavaScript. This is commonly used when you have a hybrid application that mixes traditional Razor Pages and MVC with interactive Blazor components. So I think that's what I want. But what am I using? I am using Razor components. Oh, okay. Map controllers. Map controller endpoints for MVC or API applications. Use this in applications that are built with model view controller pattern or when you're creating web APIs. Controllers are classes that handle incoming HTTP requests and return responses, typically for API endpoints. Use app.map controllers when your application is structured around MVC patterns, or if you are building a web API where you need to define endpoints that will return data. I bet you, so based on that, I bet you that my auth is using map controllers. Bet you. See, new learning stuff. I bet you this is using map controllers. It has to, right? Because it's doing what it says. HTTP map controllers. There you go. Because this is providing endpoints to be read by other apps. Woo! I learned something new. I won't remember it, but I mean, at least the concept is there now. Map controllers are for like APIs and things that are going to provide endpoints to be returned data. Razor components are for Blazor, which is why my stuff says Razor components right here. Now, why is it telling me to use neither of those? It says use. It probably doesn't. The sample probably doesn't know I'm using a Blazor web app because I didn't say Blazor web app. It probably would have said just this if I had said that. But I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Ultimately, it was between Razor Pages and Razor Components. And Razor Components does the trick. So we'll leave it alone. All right, back onto the task. Let's keep moving. All right, so we got that. We got our Druid service updated. We got our token. We have our program.cs stuff kind of written out here. Configure the dependency injection. Ensure the HTTP has the program.cs, which is, this is what, didn't I just have it rewrite that? No, it's right here. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. So now we have it, and we need only, that's it. So we have the token. All right, so we have up here, check token is valid. Some service, okay. Injection program. Okay, so you can now use your token server to validate tokens by calling validate token async from your components or services. All right, so I have my service up here. It's actually a Druid service, but bool is valid. Await token service, validate token async. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I want it. Where did it write? I think up here it wrote the decode somewhere. Which I learned yesterday that decode is not a validation. It's not decoding it. Or it's decoding it. It's basically all the decode does is it doesn't do anything with your key. The key is actually, I don't even need the key the way I'm doing it, because validate token is going to use the key on the other side. I don't even store the key. So this is actually going to be a different process altogether, because all I'm doing is saying, hey, API, is this valid? And it's going to decode it with the key. I don't need to store the key. I don't need to do anything with the key. Just say, hey, API, tell me what to do, man. And it'll say, hey, yeah, this is valid. I checked it with the key. It's valid. So then when I come back up here, I will be able to do my decode. Now, I could theoretically just call my decode and have it do a validation as part of decoding the key. So I could just go, hey, decode this token, pass the token, and get it. So what I would like to do, perhaps, providing the token, I would like to just be able to use my token service and just return the value I want. You know, there's multiple values in there, and do something along the lines of get, you know, pass what it is I want from it. Maybe the email, maybe just whatever. I tell it the values that are in the token service. Maybe I even provide an enum that says, you know, these are the things that I expect it to be. Give me one of these values back. And that's what it's going to return. It'll, instead of just being a decoded token, it'll be the value that I want. So I could say something like email, but so I'm going to actually take this value, take this whole thing here, and what this is going to do, instead of doing decrypt, it's going to be my decode. We'll put it up here. So I have a token, but I wonder, example of decoding without validation. Well, I want it with validation, but this is example of validation with key. So this is me after I said I want to do this in my app instead. So what I'm going to do is call my decode same way they said to use it down here. We're going to go right here. So it says check token. But what I want my code to do is I'm actually going to say, let's see. Let's say get auth value. Now I am going to put in, I wonder, can I do this? Is this still C# compatible? Hey, it is. I love it. It still works. Okay, I'm coming from framework. I hadn't tried this yet. And C# always had these cool little comment headers where you could actually describe what the heck this app's going to do. And what I want to do is, I want this to do everything. I want it to validate token, validates token, decodes, validates, then decodes token, and returns requested value. And then in here, I'm actually going to say, I'm going to call this a string, comma string, because for now it is a string. And I'm going to say eventual token, or eventual enum token value, or token Token value? Sure, token value, whatever. Eventual enum token value. That's my reminder that I want to make this. I want to make this into. There, I'm going to copy this real quick. I'm going to Control X, and we're going to do this guy instead. There we go. So it puts this in here. Now I could theoretically put a node in here. What this returns? Oh, all right. Requested value returns value based on enum. All right, fine. I'll just create the freaking enum. Because there's going to be other values, like you could have other parts for this, but I want to just pull out like it's going to be the sub or whatever. I'm going to have it read. So value based on enum. And we're going to call this, let's see, token. What is it? Payload values. All right, how about take? Is it supposed to be plural? I forgot. What is the standard for enum? Should they be plural named? Like you have other values? Value. What is the standard? Where? I don't even know where to store this. Where should I store this? In data? I should probably put it in data, huh? What is the standard naming convention for enums? Should it be plural or singular? I always get confused on that because it's like plural. There are many in there, but you're only selecting one value. So you're going to say, I want the token payload value. And so it's values in that there are many values, but you're only selecting one, so it's one value. So you're only going to have one value. You're not returning, you're not asking for 5 values, you're asking for one value. So I'm sure if I found an enum on here somewhere, I could go, oh, you know, they do it this way. Let's see what it says. Singular names. Okay, it is. So color is not colors, red, green, blue. Payment station. Pascal case. Name should be Pascal case. Each word starts with an uppercase letter. Really? Huh. And the individual enum member should also use Pascal case. The naming convention for enums generally follows these guidelines. Avoid plural names. Plural names are generally avoided as each value of the enum represents a single state or option. Flag enums. If the enum is decorated with flags attribute, which indicates that multiple values can be combined using bitwise operations, you might see plural names. However, even in this case, singular names are often preferred. There we go. There we go. That makes sense. I mean, I think I almost talked myself into that, but I didn't. I didn't quite do it. I didn't quite convince myself. So I guess I have to put this up here. Do I? Yeah, let's put it up here. I mean, do I put it inside of my overall class, or do I just? Or I think they stand. They stand outside the class, right? I mean, they're not. I don't remember. All right, well. Let's just put it outside the class. If it blows up, I'll put it inside the class. We're going to call this, what is the name? Man, simple things, you know, these are syntactical things that I I just need to get myself back into. All right, so we're gonna say email. Actually, let's call it user email. User email. Username. And I have no idea what the other one's going to be, but I'll probably have other things eventually. But I just want to have that as my two values. Right now, I think I really only have these two items, to be honest, but I can add more later. Token payload value, and we'll just say value. Let's call it token value. All right, so we're gonna go like this. So we got that. Now I want to read returns user ID class. That's not what I want. Let's go back. Ultimately, once I get this, I'll get my token value, and then I can show what I want. Eventually, I can show what I want. Ultimately, my thought is if it comes back null, it's going to be invalid, and it won't be logged in, or won't be logged in, kind of thing, right? So that's how I'm going with it anyway. So we got the get principal from expired token. See, this is validating the token. I don't want this. I don't even need this, I don't think. That's going to go away. We're not doing that. That's the whole point of the whole calling the auth, man. Not do the extra crap. Token validation result. So we got the token validation result. We're going to read from JSON async. Why is that gray? Is it just because that's what we defined it as? I guess. All right. Token validation result. Everything looks good. We're not getting any compile-y squiggly marks. We did do the decode. Why is it returning? I didn't change the, where's my decode? What does this say? Maybe null. Oh, well, let's see. We're going to return token value, but I don't have token value set yet, but we're going to, claims first. Oh, here's sub value. Okay, so this is going to be, let's do this. I don't like user ID claim, but we're going to call it user ID. User email. We're going to go. Is it switch? Is it switch? I forgot how to do switch. Dang it. Switch. Switch? Okay. Code snippet for switch statement. All right, let's do that. Public switch. I think it's case. All right, my syntax. Darn it! I'm trying to remember all of the syntax. I think it's case. I think it's switch token value. And then we have to go here, and it's, oh, case? Nope. All right. I need a sample. I'm totally, I have to laugh because I've kind of abandoned anything that isn't AI now. Instead of going to Google. Just like, what? Wait, why filter through all those lines of crap when they could just get the answer you want? It's like So this guy will do it. Oh no, he'll talk about something else. Oh no, that's 10 years old. Oh no, no, that's 5 years old. That's not the same. No, that's not even written in C sharp. It's like whatever. Example for C sharp switch statement. Should I say switch or select case statement? I don't, is it select case? Maybe it's not even select case. I think it's switch, but select case statement. To set a string according to an enum called an enum value. According to value returned for an enum called token payload value. If you actually tell it the words you want to use, it'll put the words you want to use into the code. See, I already have the enum, see? And then it's going to go write it up there. And so now it's doing, it is string description equals token payload. Oh, it is a switch statement. That's what I thought. Oh, weird. Oh, wow, I would, okay. That is not, I do like this, but I did not consider this. Interesting. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. We're gonna, I didn't know you could write it this way. This is not the switch statement of my memory. My memory had it being switch value, and then you had case, and then you had basically each piece of code. And you probably could do it that way still. But this way just seems nicer. I don't know if this is a coded updated scenario, but this just seems better. Now, I don't have all those values, but I do think this is cool. All right, so we're going to go like this. Well, let's go here. Because my string is actually going to be called token value. Oops. And then we're going to go token payload switch, and token payload value. Well, funny how it said, huh. Why? Oh, that's right. It's, oh, all right. Actually, let's do it this way. Return results. And then we will call this one token value. That's what I did. I did that backwards. And then this is going to go, Control-C, we're going to put it down here. And then if it's, in this case, it's token payload. It's not this, it's actually user email. It's funny, it did actually put user name in there though. I'm gonna go like this. Oh, expiry date. That, hey, man, this thing's smart. Issuer and audience. I didn't even tell it what my token was stood for, but I didn't think about that. It has my expiration on there. Issuer, audience, all things that probably are part of the payload. Man, dude, good job. ChatGPT, you're like ahead of the game, man. It probably figured it out either by the fact that I said token or by the fact that I have a long string of questions regarding exactly this. So it might have just deduced exactly right. AI, man, you got some clues. Now, I don't know if I would ever trust AI to actually just write an app, but I'm wondering if it could. Just say, screw this, man. Just give me the code for the entire app. I know it'd fail. It would definitely fail. Trust me. And then I'd be spending weeks, if not days. I should try it just as a matter of practice. Because there's no way it could do everything you want, right? You'd have to like say, okay, you'd have to know the app, and then it would have to be able to always reference the app to know that it's working with the same code. So you couldn't like add features to it without giving it enough information to know how it was set up the first time, because it doesn't reference itself, right? But it would definitely be an interesting test. Right. See, us developers, our days are numbered, man. I mean, we're learning this stuff, but I'm telling you, AI is getting smart. I mean, we're learning it. We're going to be able to assemble this, and to some extent, I mean, I understand this, which probably helps, which I think some people wouldn't understand it. So asking the questions, you'd be looking at it going, okay, I'll just throw it in there, and you wouldn't understand why it doesn't work or whatever. So I do get that, in fact, now I didn't give names or anything on this, but I am going to actually have those eventually. So, but I do have things like, they even have a blank if there's no payload value, unknown payload value. But that's still cool, man. All right, so I'm gonna go put expiry date, issuer, and audience in my code here, in my enum, because I do in fact have a desire to have those, because I do remember that they are in there. I don't know for sure. I mean, some of that stuff is verification. Why, who's the audience, blah, blah, blah. But can't remember right now. We'll figure it out when I come in here. I'm just going to put the same value on all of them until I remember what the names, the items are actually called. Alrighty, what's your complaint, man? Null, literal, or possible null value to non-nullable type. Well, because this is going to be something else, but I don't want to. I got to put it's not. It is nullable. How come it's not saying? How come it thinks it's nullable? It's not. I mean, that's what these question marks are, right? Isn't that like this can be null and that can be null? Converting null literal or possible null value to non-nullable. Sheesh. That is just really a cool way to write that. I like that, man. I feel like that's new. I don't remember code being able to do that in C#. All right. Okay. What? Let's see. Best way to rewrite this to handle possible null reference errors. Oh, oh, I see. So it's allowing for nulls in my values, but I'm not responding with items not found options. That's what I'm doing. And so it's not that my items can't allow nulls, it's that the results are going to return those nulls. And we're saying don't do that. All right. Makes sense. But this one here is supposed to be sub. I don't know why I let that change that. It is sub in my code, so. Name not found, expected not found, expected not found. Okay. I think we're good. We got fully functional, non-nullable results. We got everybody happy capper. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to say get auth value. And if it comes back as not found, then it means that there is no validation, or it's not going to have an existing value. So this is for me to be able to read it later. I don't think let's see here. I don't think that's a terrible situation. All right, so back to my. Okay, so my page, my login, no, not login, nav menu. Does on initialize. There was a thing here. So we got authorized view. We say this is supposed to work. I think it's because something goes through. Oh, yeah. Program. I think I have to go here and I believe. Feeding, hugging. I have. It's not decrypt token. Context.token. So this is not going to be a thing. This doesn't exist. Dot get auth value, and we're gonna pass the encrypted token, and we're gonna go email. Sender? No. Token payload user email. And what's the problem? Value based on enum, exceptions, argument exceptions. Wait. Validates, then decodes token and returns. I gotta delete the and returns. Validates, then decodes token. Returns value based on enum. Exception, argument exception. Those are just things in there. String does not contain a definition for get awaiter and no accessible extension method. Get awaiter accepting a first argument of type string could be found. Are you missing a using directive assembly reference? Okay, yes. I probably do need to do something weighty, because I am calling my you know what I didn't do is actually do my call to my validate. So I got to validate the token, right? So which means I probably have to put an await in here, or call this an async public. Can I do that? Async. And then the call to my how do they do that? Where is it? Call to my top level. Yeah. Check token. So we're going to do this bit. That's all I'm doing. Copy. And then we're just going to put that puppy right here. And do I even need to call my token service? All right, let's go. I don't even have this defined because I'm trying to do it in another place. Do I want it? What does my this doesn't actually show anything, right? Just log in, log out. Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm actually thinking I might just do the validate service here. But it's returning the token. What is my twit service return? Validate token. No, it's just true or false. So we're going to provide the token. I guess I don't want to. I don't know if I should be messing with this. I mean, to be honest, I don't know, because it's supposed to return the decrypted token. And I'm not sure what to. And it's doing something that the what do you call auth whatever needs it to say, right? It's like my nav menu here needs authorized view. If they're authorized or not. What does authorized so authorized, see, before it's the token, it says context.token. So there must be a token, right? And it's got to be a decrypted token. So decrypted, it's not even encrypted. That's the thing. It's not even an encrypted token. It's just a encoded token. So that's even more, okay. How do I use authorized view tag? Or how do I set up for using authorized view tag in program.cs with a token that is signed and stored in a cookie. All right. So this does do some cookie stuff. Add options, add cookie. So I have an add cookie, log in, log out. Oh, no. Should bear. See, I'm not doing the validate here. My validation shouldn't even be happening here. I mean, it's setting it up for that, which is fine. But I need to, let me rephrase that. Validation is done on the auth, is done through a call to a auth, a .NET Auth Web API. You always got to be so picky and everything. You got to provide all the questions and update to call the Auth Web API for validation. Okay, so that's simpler. Less stuff going on. So now we have add cookie here. Still kind of has extra stuff in there though, doesn't it? Let's see. No, I don't need that. I don't want it to tell me how to do that. I just want this piece. Okay, so we got the cookie. We got options on .events on validate principal. So it's something about the add cookie. Login path, logout path. I don't know. That's interesting. If token context HTTP request cookie, your cookie name. Oh. Okay. I feel like I'm right there on the cusp of being done. But I don't need to, apparently I don't need to do any of this validation junk. Because I don't need to do any of the signing junk. So this is not going to be a thing. Jit token name not provided. Encrypted token. See, it's not, I'm not doing any of the encryption. I'm not doing any of that. So this whole thing can go away. Which means I could probably get rid of the entire Druid bearer. I will need to decode the Druid bearer token. All right. I do have a decode function for the Druid bearer token so that I can get specific values. Does that affect anything here? Affect anything in the response above? So you have a decode token function to extract a bearer token. You can still use the functionality without affecting the validation process and program.cs setup. Here's how token validation, token decoding, example, integrating decoding in program.cs. Okay. So it sounds like I really just don't need the bearer token stuff anymore. It really is just going to go away. Alright, so let's get rid of it. That's probably good. The less I have to mess with, the better. Cleaner my code is. Oops. But that's probably not. Probably got rid of a little too much in the way of... Well, no, probably could just do that, and then I just have to go put one of these little thingies on the end. Okay. Count login, count logout. Login path. This took me longer than I expected. I said 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's taken me an hour. Duh. Is anybody surprised? No, that guy never gets anything done when he says he's going to get it done. All right, so let's go here. I'm just going to add this options here. And then I'll have to edit it according to what my code. I don't know why the log, I don't know what the account login and logout paths are, but because I don't have account login and account logout. I don't think those are actual paths. I mean, I could probably create them, but I don't think that's a thing. I don't think they are. Let's see. Let's go look at my nav menu. Account manage. Account register. Oh, there's account login. Huh. Okay. Oh, there are things that are underneath the account. So I got login, register, and there's probably a logout. But oh, it is logout. So they are there. So I got account login and logout. I don't have register yet. I don't know why. But why do I wonder why you have to declare those paths here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Wait, where did I? Oh. Options, login path, logout path. Why do we need to declare these paths in the add cookie method? Declaring the login and logout path in the add cookie method within the add authentication setup. It's important for managing how your application handles authentication, authorizes flows. Redirecting unauthorized users, consistency by explicitly defining a login path, you ensure a consistent experience. Logout path, handling login path. If you don't specify a login path, the framework might not know where to redirect users. Access denied path. I don't need access denied path. My thought is an access denied path just takes them back to the login path, right? I mean, it's not like we're going to say, oh, you're a bad boy, you know, we don't care. What are you doing here? No, we're just going to say, go log in. Login required. Back has not recovered, by the way. If you've been with me last couple of days, I had I messed up my back, and it's still trying to get better. I did 4.5 miles of running today. It's not so bad, the running. I probably could have ran farther. I probably should have. I wanted to go to 5, but I started late. I was getting lazy. I was like, yeah, it's time to do other stuff. But, okay. So, if this all works, let's see, what do I have here? I got my, I've got to put in, no, it's just not JIT token. JIT service. Blah, 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 decode token. It's not actually called decode token. It's actually called dot get auth value. And then the value is going to be email, I guess. Oops, user email? Okay. Token payload value. Ah, here we go. User email. Which is fine. And then we're going to return. You can use the decoded values as needed. Console.write. Okay. So we should get something in the console, right, when that happens. So now we have cookie authentication, sign out async. I don't know what that's going to do. Hopefully it'll work. But here, I have to do a config, which is going to go... See, I don't even need my secret anymore. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving the cleanliness of doing it this way. I don't need the secret key. All that stuff is just like, throw it out the window, man. No longer needed. Because we're not doing secret keys no more. We just let the API handle it. But I do need to go get the API settings. Let's go to my developer thing here. So solutions, app settings JSON. We have my app settings base URL. That's what I'm actually going to do here. And what is this? Config, which is something up here. Did I ever actually get base URL earlier? Configuration, builder configuration. I could probably just call this. Let's call this base URL. And then we're going to go throw invalid exception. API base URL not provided. Or how about not defined? And then, okay, so this doesn't encrypt it with any kind of encoding, does it? So if it doesn't, just post async, blah, blah, blah. So we're just going to go we're just going to go API base URL. I'm going to actually call this Auth API because I may have other APIs later, and it's probably a good idea that I don't, you know, don't actually confuse the issue here. Later, I will need to call it something else. So we'll just go here. I already have that, so. Wait a minute, what do I need to do with this? I need to pass it in here somehow. Syntactically speaking, your cookie name, which is going to be what is it called? It's also called cookies. Cookie name. I could have swore I had a thing in here for cookie name. Okay, so we're going to have to go configuration. I just like to get it because this way I can do this check for nulls, so the whole thing doesn't have to go, oh, you can have a null here, you're going to do this. Token cookie name. I don't know why I keep doing that. Just ignore me. API, what is it called again? Oh, I don't have the cookie name here? Where is it? It's just underneath, here? There it is, bearer token name. Alright, token name is good. It's not, it's supposed to be cookie name. It should be cookie name. I mean, yes, yeah, it's tomato, right? It's a drip bearer token, and the cookie is storing it. So yeah, token. All right, let's just leave it alone. Drip bearer token name. It was a token that came back. It's stored in a cookie. We're gonna call it that's it. And it's just what it is. Okay. I'll put that in here. Token name not defined. Okay, so now we can take this cookie name. We can go down here, and we're going to put it right into there. All right, so we have that. We have our Auth API base URL, which I still don't think I'm calling that correctly. I'm thinking this has to be like, how do I, okay, so there's a way to do this. I know in React you can do squiggly brackets and combine, but how do I do it in C#? Okay, in Blazor Web App, how do I combine a string value with a variable and when passing as a parameter? Using string interpolation. Oh, it is a $sign thing. They do the same thing. I like interpolation better. Oh, it is, yeah, just squiggly marks, except you have to put a $sign at the beginning, so it's a little bit different from the way React does it, because you're notifying it in the feature. It's interesting you have to put this. Do you have to put the @ sign? Is that a thing? Is that a requirement? Huh. Okay, so it is kind of basically the same thing. So we just got to put a $sign before it, and then we got to put the squigglies here. Very similar. href equals. Well, no. Okay, so this is misleading. I don't know. This might be wrong because that's showing me how to do it in a Razor page. I'm trying to do it in a program.cs. So that might be wrong. All right, here's the code version of it. In the Razor code, which is going to be similar to what I'm doing. Nope, it's still putting it in. Okay, well, no. I need to do this in program.cs, not in what is that? That's not JavaScript. That's not in output. Is that HTML? It's not HTML though, right? I mean, not, oh well. We'll do it anyway. Not an output HTML. Okay. Let's see. Management. Maybe I can't. I see. No, it's the same thing. Builder equals $sign. Okay, it still worked. I don't have to put the @ sign. That's the only difference. The @ sign is required when you're doing it on the other side. Okay, so that's the only. So I'm good. This should be perfectly functional according to the example. Now I don't know if it'll work because I'm doing it within the parameter. So he has like this manage account URL. I might not be able to do it as part of my parameter because notice how these are actually. I don't even know where the heck is it using manage account URL? Oh, there it is. So to do it in the parameter, it might not work. I'm setting myself up for failure here. But if it doesn't work, I'll have to pull it out and put it in a variable, and then it'll work probably fine. But we're gonna try this. All right, I'm ready to run my code and see what happens. This is just me trying to see if my login logout stuff's gonna do anything. So first we're going to go back over to my main layout. No, not main layout. Nav menu. If everything works, I should get a login logout reaction from my code. So these should toggle once I'm logged in. That's really the whole premise of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So let's go here. just to confirm, once I have implemented the above code, this code should work as expected. What the heck? Toggling my URL as expected. Yes, once you have implemented key points. It says yes. Good enough. Let's fire this puppy up. You know what I like about working with ChatGPT? You don't feel guilty about asking it questions over and over and over again. Do you ever notice that when you work with coworkers, a lot of times you may have some really friendly coworkers, really good to go coworkers, but you can't help but feel like you're bugging them a lot if you don't understand or if something's new to you. And it's you just get that kind of but if you can ask all these like basic questions, if I had gotten into all this stuff before, I'd have been like a master. I should have known. Some companies may not even allow this stuff because you have to log in. You're out, it's offsite stuff. Some companies, I don't know. Return of type async must. What am I doing here? Get auth value. What is the problem here? The return type of async method must be void. Task. A task. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh, all right. Well, So it is validate token async. Do I even need to call this since I'm in the Druid service? I didn't think so. No, that still doesn't fix my issue here. But, so, yeah. I think I have to I have to change it somehow to be more like this guy. So what I do it to change it to task string. Maybe I have to just change it to task string. Task string. Maybe, baby. What is this one? Oh, it's still complaining though. Return type of async method must be void. Task type. Well, that's what it's doing. It is task now. Oh, do I need to return something differently? Well, false is a bool, and that's a string, so we're okay. I don't know. Maybe it's not. It's fine. It just didn't fully clear it. Sometimes. Okay, so that was the problem. It just didn't fully clear. Oh, nope. Something blew up. All right. Some services are not able to be constructed. Error. While validating the service descriptor, service type, Druid service, lifetime, singleton, implement type, UCL web service, Druid service cannot consume scoped service from a singleton. Oh, this is my call to go help, I think. Getting this error in this code. And I need to stop anyway. I've hit my 5 o'clock Friday. I don't like to work past 5 o'clock on Fridays. I'm not Jewish, but I do recognize the Sabbath. 5 to 5, man. Why 5 to 5? Because I feel like that's kind of what it is, sundown to sun up. But our days are weird here. We're not in the middle. We're not on the equator. So we got to pick hours because our days don't end and start the same way. So I'm afraid of just taking this and copying it, so I have to like, let's see what it says is the problem. The error cannot consume scope service from singleton, indicating that singleton service is trying to use a scope service. In .NET dependency injection, singleton services cannot depend on scope services due to their lifecycle differences. Scope services are tied to a specific request, whereas singleton services are created once and used throughout the lifetime. To fix this issue, you need to adjust the service lifetime in your program to CS. Here's how you can resolve the issue. You need some help, babe? That's what I thought. All right, I'm going to call it good. This is enough for me today. I will maybe just put that in and test it out.